call it honor.
We are looking at the future of the Patriot Front. I know that there are matters that are very active before court. They have not been concluded. And there are also matters that are pending in Parliament, as the Speaker ruled that you continue to enjoy the privileges as a Member of Parliament representing the people of Matero. But the first question that I have for you, Mr. Sampa, Mr. President, is why do you think your colleagues in your party believe that you are a hired gun, you've been given money, and you're working with the governing party, UPND, to destroy your party?
First of all, destroy, UPND, destroy PF. Let me answer by starting with a question. Is it UPND that asked President Edgar Lungu to resign in August 2021? Because the beginning of the vacuum at the top leadership of PF was because of my elder brother, my beloved president, former president of PF, my beloved former president of Zambia for 7 years. On his own accord, he decided to resign a few weeks after losing the general election. Is it UPND that asked him to resign? And then the PF itself advertised that whoever wants to replace President Edgar Lungu, pay 200,000 kwacha. Kelvin, that's a lot of money. Me, I work hard for my money. I don't steal from government, I don't steal from any individual. I cannot even get one kwacha that's not mine from anyone, from any company, or from government. I will not even sleep that night. I feel guilty. Even when money I find in a shop on the floor. Instead of getting 100 kwacha and put in my pocket, I go asking the owners. I even leave it with the shop manager because I feel guilty. Now, my 200,000 had earned, saved. We were asked to apply, and I applied. Is it UPND that told those who were caretakers of PF to advertise for people to apply? No, it was PF itself. The convention was supposed to take place, it wasn't taking place. Is it UPND that was asking those who were caretakers of PF to keep postponing? No, there's a traditional ceremony. No, there's a church service. We are postponing. No, today it's raining. Next week it will rain, we'll postpone. No, it's not UPND. It's the caretakers. And then sponsorship. I don't need sponsorship from anyone. I just need to understand the PF Constitution. The only thing that sponsors me is the PF Constitution. The people even claiming in PF, no, it's sponsored. Ask them. Before PF formed government in 2011, where were they financially and where was I? Ask one person in PF who I have never helped or given money. Nearly all of them, ask them if they've ever given me anything when we were in opposition. Point is, I didn't join politics a poor man. I'm a hard worker and I earn my money as a professional banker. So I don't need to be sponsored by anybody. I just need to read. KK took us to school. I'm well educated. I can read what the Constitution of PF says, what the Constitution of Zambia says. The two, the Constitution of Zambia, the Constitution of PF is what sponsors me. When you have a revolution, you are fighting a battle, and the Constitution is on your side, you don't even need money. You just need your mouth and your brain. So that's what is sponsoring me. Nobody is sponsoring me.
Let's go back to the convention or an elective general conference, an extraordinary general conference. And before that, let's talk about, you are not the only one who paid the 200,000 kwacha. Others paid, and the day before yesterday, they were at the party secretariat, and they're saying they're still in the game, and they will be going to the general conference. Why have you decided to act, you know, to the contrary, and just you, when others still believe in the party and they're still holding on that very soon they'll be going for a general conference?
Kelvin, this is like a World Cup. When the World Cup comes every 5 years, when the World Cup is called, there's a tournament, like I gave last example, or simplify it in Zambia, the Independence Cup, football is being played, Bankana and Bapawa. The cup final has been called. a team has been put together for Maite to play in Ghana, and that cup final starts and it ends. The referee blows, the game has ended. The team, those who didn't come to the cup final for one reason or another, they cannot say they hold their own cup final. The cup final for PF was on the 24th October 2023 at Kenneth Kaunda International Conference. Most people know it as Mulungushi. Mulungushi is the old building on the left, as we hold on the new building, KK International Airport. The best I've seen around the world. And what a day when Zambia liberated itself from colonial masters in 1964 on that day. The PF liberated itself from those who were imposing themselves as leaders. So the tournament finished, Kwamana, and the results declared. Miles Sampa won amongst the candidates who were there. Those who, for some reason, I don't know, they need to explain for themselves. They can hold their own tournament they want, but
in the name of PF. Because I made it very clear. If they are still members of the PF, and they are saying, they are still insisting that very soon they'll be going for an extraordinary general conference.
Let them go. But the tournament is finished. It will be friendly. It will be Madalas, Chibuku United playing on Sunday. After Hangover United, they can go and play. But the actual tournament for PF finished at KK Conference Center on 12th of August. And it's been authenticated by the court. They went to court. You know, like in 2014, when the tournament was played in Kabwe, President Lungu came back saying he's the president who's been made PF president after Sada died. Some of us were aggrieved. We went to court. That's the only solution when you are aggrieved in a tournament. You go to court. When you are aggrieved in a convention, you go to court. You put your case. And so far they have gone. Nakachindo was the first one to go. And he was given temporary relief. When we put an argument, within 24, 48 hours, the judge reversed and gave it in our favor. No, this one is the president of PF. Honorable Brani Munduvile, the right that he has, he also went back to court. No, Miles Sampa is not president. We put in our arguments with facts. We quote the PF constitution, we quote the Zambian constitution. The judge read and listened to both parties and analyzed our argument, and the judge ruled only yesterday or the other day. I said, and threw away Honorable Brani Munduvile and said, no, essentially saying Miles Sampa is president. That's the only route, it's the court. So if anyone is still aggrieved, they should go back to the court. And where we are, the Registrar of Society has changed the office bearers. You have to show proof that you are elected, which we submitted. We did fingerprints, and they've changed the names. They've removed President Edgar Lungu. He played his part. Since he resigned, the names were not changed for 2 years, and put Miles Sampa. And the SG, they removed Davis Mwila and put Morgan Mona and others. We gave ordinary members of the party like Monta, Munali, who speaks a lot on blogs. We made him to be an office bearer. Petronella Nkumbula from Kasama, who's worked there for years as a chair lady. We also gave us office bearer, many. So it's not just from the top. So it's done at Registrar of Society. It's changed. It's like the title deed. When there's a house, which was whose title deed was in the name of President Edgar Lungu, when you do the paperwork and you show the Registrar of Lands and the Minister of Lands, they change the title deed to Miles Sampa. So the title deed is changed. You can contest in court. So the office bearers are changed. At that point, Kwamana, that's what happened in 2014. It tends to history in PF tends to repeat itself.
I'm happy that you've mentioned the 2015 or 2014 incident, and you're saying history gets to repeat itself. Have you been a bitter man? Have you been a bitter person now that you are reminding us of what happened in 2014, 2015, when others are saying you were dribbled? Is it a payback that you are now dribbling them?
if you look at me last 10 years or 20 years as a politician, do I look a bitter man? As mayor, did I look bitter? Regardless of all the troubles I was getting from Honorable Sampa and them who were always stepping on me, stopping me from doing my work. I'm the most happiest politician. I don't keep grudges. I'm just happy with the people. Wherever I am, I'm happy. So no, I've never been bitter, but I've known how we conduct our elections in PF, and I followed the PF constitution, and the conveners called the meeting, and those who were present. Remember also that in PF, the constitution says all candidates to be president, you must express your interest 24 hours before election. So those who expressed their interest 24 hours were there. I was just one of the many. If some didn't make it for some reason, it's not me as a candidate's problem. If they have grievances, there's only one way to go, is the court. 2 have gone so far. Honorable Nakachinda is not even honorable. Mr. Nakachinda, because he's not been elected. Only those who are elected before you call them honorable. So Honorable Mundubile was elected twice, so I'll call him Honorable Mundubile, went to court, but both times they have lost. So if there's anyone who's aggrieved, the only way is to go to court. They can do as much petitions as they want. They can get 1 million people to sign. They will go nowhere. They will present them where? They can write to the SADC. Is the SADC now the one that will manage PF with the internal politics? They can go to the American embassy and meet the security guard there and present 1 million petition. It means nothing. The only place to go is the court. I went to court. I lost in court in 2014 to President Lungu, and I sat and I became a humble servant of President Lungu until when he retired himself. I served him religiously. I served him humbly. I knelt before him. When he would give instructions to me, I would jump up. I would say, "Sir, should I jump once or twice?" Because he was the president. I'm a Christian. You respect the leaders of the day. At the point he resigned, that's it. Then we look to new leaders. And now, as it turned out, I'm PF's president. PF is an institution. PF is bigger than an individual. It's President Lungu who taught us. PF is bigger than an individual. But now the supporters of President Lungu are trying to say, PF is bigger than an individual except Edgar Lungu. No. PF is bigger than Miles Sampa, it's bigger than everybody. It's bigger than President Lungu. So no rules of PF should be broken for anybody, including former president like President Lungu. They have to follow the articles of the Constitution. If you have resigned, you go. What does the PF Constitution say? It says you apply. What does it say? You are given 3 years probation. And after that, the Central Committee considers you. You can't resign, go for 2 years, and then walk back. I'm back. And I'm going straight, not even remember, to president.
But he gave a reason why he decided to come back. Is to protect democracy and protect the biggest opposition, which those that are in power are trying to kill using stooges and opportunists.
Democracy is what? Democracy is allowing, is a party or a government for the people, by the people, and it means people should cast the ballot on the president they want. So how do you know who the people of PF want? It's through elections. So he said he's coming up back straight without elections. No.
He's coming to protect because his mandate, which was given to him in 2021, is up to 2026.
But he gave
he's still a president. He
gave it up in August 2021.
But your party, your leaders didn't accept it.
Who are leaders? Who are leaders?
The Central Committee.
There's no Central Committee. Central Committee is a Gonga, so-called Central Committee. Those are matters under Judge Kateneko. Who elected them? Ask each of those so-called leaders, you call leaders of PF. They are no longer. Ask them how many votes were cast for them in 2021 at the convention at Mulungushi in Lusaka. 0. People applied to stand as Central Committee members. Each one was made to pay 2,000 kwacha. Over 100 people applied. When we got to that convention in 2021, no elections were held. President Lungu just read a list of his ministers and said, these are the Central Committee members. How about those who have applied? Where is the 2,000 they paid? Isn't that obtaining money by force?
But you were quiet.
What do you
in 2021? You did voice out.
I did internally, but they were the leaders. I was a team player. It wasn't time to voice out. I said, let them be. They are the leaders. But then...
So then you recognize them to be leaders.
No.
Only now are you saying they are gongers?
No, I didn't recognize them. They were in charge, okay? They were the almighty. To raise those matters at the time, we had the General Conference coming. So I didn't want to be the one to make PF lose. I put in 100% in the campaign to make President Lungu win. I even got stabbed just trying to get him to win election material. None of those so-called leaders ever called me to date. Not even President Lungu called me to find out how my stabbing wound, if it healed or never healed. The same way Kungo was killed on that day in Solwezi, it's the same way I almost died. Just trying to get President Lungu's votes. I was very popular in Matera. I got the highest votes in Zambia, but it was fighting for President Lungu at the time. That was very unpopular, almost got me killed. So I put in my part. I wasn't one of the causes of the loss. It is these same people like Honorable Rubinda and Honorable Luo that kept misleading President Edgar Lungu. We know we are winning by a landslide. I remember telling Honorable Given Rubinda, he was one of the campaign managers. Sir, it doesn't look like we're going to win. Can we change something quickly in the last 3 weeks? No, we are winning. It's showing we are winning by 2 million votes. We lost by 1 million votes. So if they were not listening, those who were in the driver's seat, I was just a passenger. I put in my part, we lost. Never can anyone blame me. So I didn't want to rock the boat at the time, and I let them. It's only 2 years after we lost when I realized these people, no election will be held, and it shows. They kept going to President Lungu, sir, come back, come back. Those people don't mean well for President Lungu. He's my brother. I feel sad that they forced him to come in the terrain that is rough. The political terrain is very rough.
But he has been there.
So he retired nicely with a package. He should have been at the farm and rest and live happily. But they brought him in the firing range. Now you lose all the respect. Here I am having to talk against him. What choice do I have? Because he's in the arena.
Let us talk about state security. During your, extraordinary conference, police officers were protecting or guarding, the premises and making sure that your general conference goes on as planned. And this has raised a lot of, questions. That this is the first time that a member of parliament is given state security. How do you defend yourself?
You see, Kelvin Chifokolo, if I always use this example, if you are a group 3, you judge others by the standards in group 3. It's actually kudos to the current government. It's kudos to President HH. The Bible tells us you recognize your leaders of the day. Who is the president of Zambia? It's President HH. That is the problem with my colleagues. They've never accepted that we were defeated in 2021. They live in denial. For 2 years they are in denial. Even now, they haven't accepted that I beat them. I won the Extraordinary General Conference on the 24th of August 2023. They are in denial. You saw how they were acting yesterday. In the process, even breaking the rules. We have lodged in, the Secretary General PF has lodged in with the police a complaint of criminal trespass, burglary, destroying property, and the docket, I'm told, is been opened, and we're hoping those. And you see people now, when they break rules or laws, like Emmanuel Mwamba, even videos himself breaking the law. So we've sent that video to the police as evidence. He's breaking the gate. That's not his personal property. That's a public-private property. No one is allowed to break anything. So, back to your question. The Zambia police is not a police for the UPNT. The Zambia police was not the police for PF in government. The Zambia police was abused by the PF in government under President Edgar Lungu. They were portrayed to just be the police for the ruling party. No, this is Zambia. It's not about a political party. The Zambia police is a police service for all citizens that need protection. So when I was having that conference, I wrote to them, or the people, the conveners, wrote to them, we're having this conference, we need to be protected. For sure, the other people, that's why we lost. They believe in violence. They believe in not protecting the constitution of Zambia, breaking the rules. They believe in violence. So we knew that when they know we are having a meeting, they'll come and disturb us. They've done that before. I've been through this. So we asked to be protected. We gave them enough notice. Even when I was coming to South Africa, from South Africa a few days ago, my supporters said, we want to welcome you, Mr. President. Okay, come. But the airport is not my personal airport. It's not the PF airport. So it's manned and protected by the police. It's a public institution. So we wrote to the police, I'm arriving this time, and a few people, about 100 or so, who are my supporters, want to welcome me, because the courts have confirmed me as president of PF. They said no objection, they came. So the police, you apply, look at them as police for all of us. Now my colleagues that go to the police and abusing them, insulting them, accusing them, mistreating them. We saw on video that young man, what do you call him, Peter Machendu, who I put a 20,000, that whoever has information give to the police so that they arrest him because he was showing violence behavior at the PF secretariat. I want to take this opportunity to even increase that amount from 20,000 to 50,000. Anyone who knows where he is, so that he's arrested by the police, give the information to the police, I'll give you 50,000 cash. Because I want to be a PF leader leading by example to show that rebranding, we are moving from Kadaism that made us lose, and not at the PF secretariat. So the Zambia police is there for anybody that you're under threat. It's not just there for UPND. And it's a kudos to the UPND. They are allowing the police to protect all people, whether you're UPND or not.
Are we likely to see you've said kudos to the UPND, are we likely to see them extend state security to other political players? Apart from
I don't know. I'm not a PF spokesperson. It's how you ask. Let them ask.
Are you willing to teach them how to ask?
No, I'm not a policeman.
No. How to
I'm
ask?
a banker. They should write in advance and be polite. Don't order the police. We wrote in advance and asked for a service. It's a free service. I didn't pay anything. Just like anywhere. Even when you're on the road, when the police catch you, you can speak to them as a Zambian. Don't abuse the police. Write to the police in time. Like they wanted to hold what do you call it? A rally in Matero.
In your constituency?
Yeah, they were just being cunning. Why didn't they go and hold in Kawata where we lost? In Matero we won in landslide. I gave Edgar Lungu landslide votes in Matero. In Kawata, the MP there lost badly. Even the by-election we lost badly. President Lungu lost in Kawata badly. Why didn't they go and there start mobilizing there? Why mobilize where we are winning? Mbappe is scoring. You want to go and teach him how to score goals? No. Go and tell those who are hitting Vibundu and scoring on goals and hitting above the bar. No, they were playing politics. But instead of writing the police, they were on media abusing the police. So, no. Me, I'm happy. I write to the police. Sometimes they say no, by the way. They say no. And I don't want the public to castigate the police. But when they accept to protect me, I'm a Zambian citizen, I pay tax.
You've talked about your elder brother, whom you served. When he told you to do this, you jumped once, and even asking, can I jump 3 times or 4 times? He's back in active politics, and he wants to serve the biggest opposition. If indeed your elder brother, C.E.O, was to call you for a meeting so that you reconcile and continue to present yourselves as a united PF, are you willing to sit with them and discuss matters so that you reconcile?
I must tell you, Kelvin, in 2014, we crashed with my brother Edgar Lungu when President Sata died. We went to the convention. I won one convention, apparently won another. We ended up in court. I was defeated. And after that, we reconciled on Prayers Day. Excuse me. And we worked together for the good of PF. And I took him as my president. I put my tail on the back. Despite even knowing I was dribbled, Nalisa Ichefia. Because he's older than me, and the church prevailed, some Catholic priest prevailed on me, he's older than you, just give him a chance. Okay, I sat back. And I campaigned for him in 2015 and he won. Now, after that, when we reconciled, I've never had a personal problem with him. When I forgive or when I apologize to somebody, because along the way, I may have said things that were not brotherly. So we reconciled. That's how we ended up starting working together, me as mayor and him as president. I gave him full loyalty until he lost. Now he's lost. You continue giving loyalty to somebody who's lost. And he retired. He's moved on. So we're looking at now the leadership of PF. Now, to answer your question, if today I had to meet him in a meeting, it depends what's the objective. If we are meeting as elder brother, we are meeting as a former president of PF and a former president of Zambia. He served Zambia for 7 years. I have a lot of respect. Any president does good things, and some people say there are other negative things, but I look at the positive aspects. He did the roads, the bridges, he did that.
What if you meet in the name of, building the PF, saving the PF?
No, because it can't work, because he's not a member of PF. He resigned. I follow the constitution. I'm not about to break the constitution. People meet me. I've been asked by a bishop and another bishop. They want to meet me. I meet people. They are not meeting me as PF. They are meeting me as statesmen or people with wisdom. They are older and they just want to advise. If he wants to advise me, I will meet him. But if he's meeting as PF, as he's been claiming, or he wants to come back, I'll advise him first to apply. So we can meet on any other topic, not as him as a member of PF. He's not a member of PF. It's not me saying, it's the PF constitution. And if you don't like the PF constitution, it's not my problem, it's your problem.
You were almost 9 of you that paid the 200,000 kwacha to take over from E.C.O after retiring. You are the only one. These others have supported the Given Luvinda, the leadership of Given Luvinda, Honorable Inona Kachinda. What do you think is, keeping them to an extent of continuing to support? And we remember when the former president was announcing his comeback, they were there and they clapped and they were very happy.
They were jumping up like Kasaka Kandarama. Yeah. I saw that and it was very disappointing. Chifokoro, by the way, I forgot to ask. Your last name, Chifokoro, is from which district?
From Northwestern.
Northwestern. Yeah. Ngachi, how do you greet? Mdingai, Ngachili. That said, Chifokoro, I want to say we're one Zambia, one nation. But there's a saying in Bemba. Okay, first of all, me, I was born in Matero. My parents were born in Northern Land. I consider myself as a son of Zambia. All tribes are my tribes, I'm an intersection. My village is Matero. But there's a saying in Bema. They say, Akoni ke karapa musambo katemenwe. A bird sits on the branch of a tree it likes. So those applicants, there's a branch for Given Luvinda, there's a branch for Miles Sampa, there's a branch for Nakachinda, there's a branch for the former president who retired, Edgar Lungu. They can sit on whichever branch they want. Then Sata also taught us, I remember one saying that, meaning support for anyone is voluntary. So if those candidates have opted to support a level of agenda, which has hit a dead end, not in PF, because the PF not wikara kare, you know that saying that not wikara kare pampando. I am the president of PF, elected, it's done and dusted. Anyone who is in denial can go to court. What more proof do they need? All the instruments of power of a party we have taken. We have taken the leader of opposition, we've changed. We have taken the chief whip, leader of opposition, we put Honorable Chavinga, the MP for Mafinga. Chief whip, we've put the MP for Kantanshi, Honorable Anton Mumba, removing Honorable Kampiongo, and leader of opposition, we've removed Honorable Brian Mundubile. The power has changed. What more do you want to see? The parliament, I've worked for many institutions. I want to tell you, Kevin, the parliament doesn't work on emotions. It works on facts and records. So when they got the records from Registrar of Society that the office bearers have changed, then they acted, nothing more. So we are already on the seat. Now the Registrar of Society office bearers have changed. Nothing more instruments of power do you want to see that we are in control. And no one can just wake up and say, we have refused. They can refuse as much as they want. They can protest as much as they want. They can sign petition to SADC or whatever. I'll be here. So so to answer your question, whoever wants to support us, we are open. Come, we unite. It's not about Miles Sampa, it's about the PF. We want the PF to last forever. The PF, let me make this point very important. The PF is bigger than an individual. It's bigger than Edgar Lungu, it's bigger than Miles Sampa, it's bigger than Given Rubenda. We want the PF in the UK, Kelvin. There's the Labour Party and the Conservative. For over 200 or 100 years, this party wins, the other one beats them, they change. In the USA, there's the Democrats and the Republicans for Trump. They lose, they win. It's the ideology. It's capitalist, it's social. It's not about individuals. Bush came and left, and others come and go. Clinton came and left. Obama came and left. The parties are there. That's what my vision is for the PF. It can last another year, another 100 years. Sata left it for us. President Edgar Lungu was there 7 years. He's out. Miles Sampa at least is here for 3 years until 2026, when there's the next general conference. Another person may come on, so people should be able to come and go. The party should live. The people out there should be loyal to PF and not to an individual.
Talking about people being loyal to PF and not individuals, as Prime TV, you've run stories of structures from different provinces that are denouncing you. Others are saying we are supposed to be the delegates, and all those that we saw representing Muchinga or Northwestern, those were not delegates. Members of Parliament, we've seen 57 of them, are saying we are not with Miles Sampa. Then the question that people are asking is, are you a loner? You've put a Secretary General. Others are saying this is the first time that we hear of a man called Morgan Imona. You've changed, leader of the opposition, Honorable Chavinga, is a first comer in Parliament.
Precisely. That's what rebranding is. We don't want same names. Who said we should just be hearing about Kampiongo? I mean, PF when in power it was Kampiongo. PF when in opposition it just be Kampiongo. What kind of rebranding is that? It was Mundubile. Even in opposition, same names. No, rebranding, you have to get the names out and bring new names, okay? We didn't know Nakachinda. Nakachinda is not known. They came and imposed him as SG. That was their type of rebranding. So we're bringing fresh blood, okay? It happened in 2014. Some delegates said that they didn't make it. And some said the convention was by intercity people. Those are the ones that elected President Edgar Lungu. That matter we were arguing in court. So if someone didn't make it, I don't know why they didn't make it. It's for them to say why they didn't make it. Didn't they know that there will be a general conference extraordinary? We've been talking about it for two years now. The point is, these are matters that Honorable Nakachinda has taken to court, Honorable Mundubile has taken to court, and we have defended. So those who want to hear They should look up to the date when the court cases start. They should explain themselves when they are not there. There were people there, they elected, the Registrar of Society has changed names, the courts indirectly have also consented, the parliament. You think all the government institution can be wrong. No, never undermine government institutions. Their loyalty is not to individuals. Their loyalty is to the law. They operate with the law. So that so-called, it's very easy. I know how PF politics are. They think always about money. So they get 100,000, they send it to Kaputa, which then denounce Miles. We copy a video. That's propaganda. That's what they were doing in power. That's how they used to do towards the general election in 2021.
No, you said that's what they used to do. Then why can't you just say that's what you used to do?
I know I wasn't in the top. I was just a Kapiopio mayor. And they didn't even put me in the central committee. Themselves, they were running the show. They were doing those propaganda against the opposition. He's nowhere. He's just going to win in Southern Province. They call him names. They would have all those people. You've seen. They would pay them to say that. What happened? The same Northern Province. won. And I'm glad the 2021 election finished the politics of tribalism. Zambians now, the youths, they don't care about tribalism. I've seen a renewed attempt from the East, some few misguided elements want to reignite a new type of tribalism. Just because President Lungu is from the East, I've seen people like Lungu. Miles Sampa is nonsensical. Just because President Lungu is Lungu, Lungu is Lungu, he's not even a PF, he's not the judge. I heard the video, because him just thinks, this thing should be in Eastern. No, that's tribalism. We don't want tribalism. So, no, we are on the ground. If I'm alone, why is it that each time I stand as election, I win #1 the whole country? Even to answer the other question indirectly, when you are saying you're being sponsored by UPNG, in 2014, the same people, I beat them pants down. All of them mentioned them. I beat President Lungu, I beat Honorable Lubinda, I beat Kambwili, I beat Honorable Lubinda on an election. The people were there in Kabwe, the records are there. Google and you see. So, who sponsored me then? Was it UPNG? Who was in power? It was the same people. Saturday, the power was in the same ministers. I wasn't even a minister. I was just young. But because we endear ourselves, God gave us a skill to be in love with people. You love them and they love you back. So when it's time to give a vote, they give it to us. Now because UPNG is in power, I've beaten the same group.
You've talked about changing that when you were in power, certain names were very loud, and now in the opposition, it's time to change the names. You've changed the leader of the opposition. You've changed the chief whip. Where are you taking these people? Are they still your members of the PF, or you are chasing them because they are not used to it?
No. You see, the party is bigger than individual. I'm just a leader at this period. So their loyalty should be with the party. The only two people were expelled by the General Conference was Mr. Nakachinda and Honorable Lubinda, because they didn't want the General Conference and the other reasons that were given. Others are PF members and have an olive branch to everybody. It's competition. You win, you lose. You win some, you lose some. And I'm opening up to them. Let's work together for the good of the party. So, Honorable Kampiongo is still a member of parliament for Shiwangandu. He's got some wisdom. I have a lot of respect for him. He's got a lot of experience, but he's just not the chief whip. Should we just be in PF because only when you have a position? No. Have held positions in PF, lost position, and I hold them back again. That's politics. Give and take. They are all members of the PF, and I'm asking them, let's work together. And it's an olive branch. I have no grudge against anyone, whether you supported me or not, but our loyalty is to the party. Don't put the loyalty to the one you wanted to win. They didn't win this time. I won this time. Like in 2014, I didn't win. President Lungu won.
So let's work together. But if somebody is insisting to go, like I told you, Sata told us,
if they refuse to work with you.
Remember, there is a history in PF. In 2005, 80% of the MP abandoned SATA and went to the UPND under the NCC. SATA just remained with that's why I have a lot of respect for my elder sister, Honorable Jim Kapata. She stayed with him. Others went to get money and denounced SATA, called him names, and almost tried to get the PF from him. I remember calling him, sir, just reconcile with this MP. He didn't want to hear that. He just remained with 3, 4, 5 MPs. And where we are now, those who left PF, they are nowhere. They are out of the political equation. When we held the elections in 2006, they all lost. In Matero, I beat Honorable Sinyangwe, Faustina Sinyangwe. She was one of them that abandoned SATA halfway and called him names and didn't have loyalty to the party and the leader at the time. So SATA remained with a few, and PF blossomed. You know, PF is like an ego. Ego ngayakota, ego chiya. You know the bait. After a while, it's paramount. When flying around for a long time, the wings become weak. They are long. They can't even flap properly. It can't rise up. You know what it does? It goes and hides itself in a tree, pulls out all the wings, and remains with nothing, only a few, and then they start growing, the new one. When they grow, then it flies again and goes higher. That's what PF has done. Get rid of the tired legs. Not that we don't want them. They have to be advisors. The trouble is, people are tired. Nana kauntu can't even run. No kupema kuti mwana aleshupika. But arefu ale kuntachi. Ni marathon arefu ati nkonkeni. No lufumo can't even run. And yet behind the young youths, they try to bypass him. Awe, stay back. I'm in charge. But arefu lokubutuka. No, that's being greedy. Go back. The youths with the fresh legs. Substitute. Fumeniko bane namba beate yeko. Iwe kabeni pa bench. Be advisor. No manana ka umuntu arefu lokubutuka but wants to play the whole game. Ninja time. We need to survive.
If President Hakainde Hichilema was to appoint you as minister in the new Dawn administration, would you accept?
If President HH had to offer me to be minister, I would say no. I've passed first of all the stage of minister. I'm a leader of a political party called Patriotic Front, PF. We are rebuilding, rebranding, so that we're a formidable force in 2026, so that we're a formidable force in 2021, and in 2036 or 37. We are opposition. I'm in politics not to make money. This house we are at here, I bought it when I was a banker. I think this was in 2003, 2004. I bought this house from Invest Trust. It was uncompleted. It was one of the repossessed at the time, and slowly but sure we are here. Point is, I'm not in politics to make money. I don't get formed to my company and do business with government. I believe we leave that to non-politicians. We are here to do a service. So, no, I would say no. Even if he offered me vice president, it's not available now because there's a running mate until the end. If he, let's assume it was available, I would still say no. I'm not here just to be on top. I'm here to play politics of democracy. They are in the ruling. They need a formidable opposition party. And the biggest opposition party is the PF, which I'm now the leader. We'll give them checks and balances on behalf of the people, to speak for the people. Remember when I was appointing Honorable Chabinga as leader of opposition, I told him, you are in there not as a praise and worship for the ruling party. You have to give them checks and balances on behalf of the people. Put them on their toes. Remind them on their promises. But do it respectfully. Don't be personal. Our friends, the other people who we have moved away, they started taking it personal. This is not a personal affair. You have to give checks and balances objectively. So no, I'm PF and I'll always be PF. Up to 2026, I'll be the candidate. And if we win, I'll be the president of Zambia. If we don't win, and the Central Committee and the people of PF still want me, I will remain as opposition leader. I'm not here for personal benefit. Those who rush to be ministers, it's because they want personal benefit. By the way, Kelvin, do you know that the position of leader of opposition is ministerial position? I saw the letter of appointment from Parliament for Honorable Robert Chavinga on Friday. He shared it with me. They have given him a contract. I looked at the terms and conditions. They are just for ministers. I must even tell you, there is even in there you can get a loan of $80,000 for a car. So Honorable Chavinga will get another car, and you get a house, you get 2 security guards, you get 2 maids paid for by government. If I was doing this for personal benefit, I should have given the leader of opposition to myself. No, it's not about gain. It's about the party. So I'm not here as leader of PF to earn any money. Even the money, I'm taking your time on this question, but very important. I want to announce the MPs, all of us will pay 6,000 per month from Parliament. Times 59, it will give you close to 300,000 kwacha per month. Those who are hijacked the PF, that money they will share it, withdraw it, hold a meeting here or travel there. I want to announce now that that money, starting this month, when it's collected, 300,000 from the MP donation, 50% of that will get it and distribute it to the provinces equally. Send it to Eastern, Northern, Southern, to the structures. 150,000 divided by 10.
The structures that are denouncing you.
You've just given me a very important opportunity also to announce here the PF Constitution. Remember, I'm not running the PF from my head, it's from the Constitution. Article 77 of the PF Constitution, Clause 58 on district. It says that officials have 3 years mandate. Okay? 3 years mandate. So if you're elected today, add 3 years. After 3 years, when 3 years, you stop being an official, election should be held. So all the districts and constituencies, they were elected in 2020, 2019. Add 3 years from now, you get 2023. So as we stand now, all those officials, by act of time, an act of the law, 3 years has expired. So they are no longer PF officials. We are now commencing the process of elections at the branches and at the wards. So we elect branch officials, then they elect the wards, then the constituencies, then the district. So I encourage members now to start campaigning, because elections are starting the wards and branches all the way to the top. So no, to answer your question, that's why even the vacuum was very huge. So the President Edgar Lungu resigned, there was a vacuum. The Secretary General Davis Muira resigned, there's a vacuum. The Chairman Samuel Mkupa resigned, there was a vacuum. The Central Committee was not elected properly in 2021, there was a vacuum because they were all illegal. The officials in the district and constituencies and wards were elected before 2020, plus 3 years, they are all expired. So the PF was vacuumed from presidential position all the way to the branches. So we are now starting to elect from branches all the way up until 2026, when the General Conference will be held.
You are saying you're the president of the biggest opposition with numbers in Parliament. There is, a petition, and a motion is believed that it's going to be moved by an independent member of Parliament, Nkana, member of Parliament, Phill M'membe, to impeach the Speaker of the National Assembly, and almost, I'm very careful to use, almost all PF members of Parliament have signed and they have agreed that they are going to move a motion and support Phill M'membe to impeach the Speaker of the National Assembly, Lady Muti. What is it?
First of all, let me start by preamble and tell you that impeachment process is a BID. In Parliament, where they say we call it BID, brought in dead. It has no grounds. Okay, first of all, to have a simple majority, you need a threshold number of MPs. Whatever that number is, when you look at those petitions, the signatures, they had that number. But in between, some MPs are in my inbox. They called me, Mr. President, we've seen our signature. That signature is not mine, it was forged. Others are coming to me and say, no, we were forced to sign it. Honorable Chitotela was a very destructive MP. He was the one forcing MPs. He would sign up, sign up.
Do you have evidence?
I do. They told me, they can testify. So most of them were telling me they were made to sign at gunpoint. They were being forced. And Honorable Imanga, we saw it on social media, he himself issued a statement.
Because he didn't even sign.
He didn't sign.
But these others signed.
But why did they put his name if he didn't sign? No, even the ones who signed, some are saying their signature was forged, and some are saying they were forced to sign it. Some are even saying, I didn't even know what I was signing for. Honorable Chitotela just forced me outside. Sign up, sign up. That as it may be, Kelvin, I'm very confident that will go. But as Zambia, we should learn to celebrate our own. The charge on the speaker, according to their petition, is that she does not allow debate, divergent debate, and I think it's coming from Honorable Kangombe. First of all, was that an isolated incident? One. Two, is it every day like that? Thirdly, this is the speaker who just won an award 2 weeks ago as the best speaker in the Commonwealth. Commonwealth is all world. They met in Ghana and they elected her or chose her as the best speaker in the whole world. The whole world is celebrating about Madam Speaker Nelly Muti. You know me, I don't fear anyone. Even I criticize where there is due. It's due to criticize and I praise. I'm not a vuvuzela. Even my own party, I would criticize President Sata, President Lungu, while inside. Even President HHTV, that's something I don't agree with, you hear me say it out. But I'm not shy to praise. Even the speaker, I can criticize her if it's due. But I bring these facts. I was at the International Parliamentary Union conference in Rwanda, Angola, only last week. And she was there also, well respected. She was one of the campaign managers for the Speaker of Tanzania to take over that institution. There's never been a female. It was formed in the 1800s. And because of her influence, partly that lady, the Speaker of Tanzania, won. And she's the president of that institution. And she's a woman. I'm very surprised that amongst the list there, we have women decampaigning or wanting to impeach a fellow woman. When they say that a woman is their own enemies, we speak for them. They've taught me at the Pan-Africa, 50-50 representation. Now we have a speaker who's a woman. The same women are trying to say she should be removed. Shouldn't they support a fellow woman? So no. It's a
supporting a fellow woman, even if she's doing the opposite, even if she's not allowing, debates to flow.
No, that's debatable. Me, I believe she allows. She gives the opportunity to everybody, and if there was one isolated incident, it didn't warrant that. I've seen and been an MP over some speakers. They were good in their own way. I've followed the history of speakers. We have one of the best speakers we've had in the country. Let's not abuse her. And she's very objective. But anyone on any position, if they stray, we can remind them. But it doesn't call impeachment. Even as it were, most MPs, I should tell you, about 15 PF MPs have already come to my inbox and said they are not part of this process. We'll see on the day.
Let's talk about, how is the picture looking like of the PF? You've talked about elections. at branch, ward, constituency and district level. Again, within the party, there are those that are opposing your leadership, that you've just imposed yourself as a president, you're not recognized. How is the picture looking like of the PF in the near future, up to build up to 2026?
Unless they say President Lungu imposed himself in 2014, President Lungu imposed himself in 2021. No, I got elected by officials from all 10 provinces. But that's a matter in court. They should take in interest in the court when it comes up. Those issues have already been brought up. The picture is looking very bright for PF. The PF genuine members, not the Akawawa who have banned, who are money mongers of politics. When you see them go at the secretariat yesterday, no, they are not campaigning speaking from their heart. Money was sent to them, a lot of cash. Mukese secretariat, Yamba bus, like 50,000 kwacha in each constituency. Some even pocket some of it. So that is what people are paid to do that. The reality out there, I'm getting a lot of phone calls, inbox from all the 10 provinces. We are happy. Don't allow them. They stepped on us for years. Their time has come to an end. All over the districts. Those you are seeing there have been sent 20,000 to say that. And when I go there, they will be the same people that will receive me. The future of PF is looking very good, not only in the next 3 years, but next 10, 20, and 50 years. Because we are setting the record straight that it's not about individual, it's an institution. Loyalty should be to an institution, not to an individual.
As we are winding down, President Sampa, some PF factions are saying you received money from a named businessman, Diego Kasiri, and you were given 1 billion kwacha to destabilize, the PF. Are you a hired gun? Is Miles Sampa, hungry for money? And why have you gone to that extent of, selling your conscience for 1 billion to destabilize and destroy the people?
I wish I had held that kind of money in my life. I've never held 1 billion in my whole life. Like I said earlier, money doesn't move me. I know Diego Kasiri. When I was a banker, he started Amanita. He started that palm tree farm in Kanchivia. He's the man behind East Park Mall. He's the man behind the Wanika Mall. He's the man behind the mall in Ndola. Woodland Stadium has been refurbished. I'm a supporter of City of Lusaka. I've been given free tickets there as mayor. So I know him. He's a Zambian. Came here as a young man. So he's one of the few businessmen that I know is genuine, doesn't steal from government. When I was mayor, that bridge, when it was being built at East Park Mall, he made an application to council that he wanted a road through that flyover so that it goes straight in the mall. So that people from Ngombe, from Olympia, Kalundu, they can go straight in the mall. The government of the day refused. They just didn't like him. President Lungu didn't like him. The minister, Charles Banda, didn't like him. The more I presented, the more they rebelled him. I don't know. Me, I don't inherit enemies. If you are enemies yourselves, I don't inherit. I just know him that he's one of the most hardworking businessmen in Zambia and makes genuine money. Don't people see what goes on at East Park? There's pure business. Do you see if Atoy had to offer me, first of all, because I didn't steal money from government, I didn't get tenders, I don't steal, so I'm a politician. You need networking to people to support you. They believe you will have good policies. That's how PF made it in 2011. We were supported by businessmen. Diego Kasiri was not one of them. There are many, and I know them because President Sata would send me. I've made networking to a lot of businessmen. Other than Kasiri, there are others like Marco Donnell. some of the most hardworking businessmen in Zambia. If at all they had to offer me money to support PF, I've not asked them, they haven't given me. What is supporting me in this fight is the constitution of the PF. I don't need money to argue the constitution. It's there in black and white. They wanted to break it. That's how the revolution is won, not by money. We won in 2011 not by money. PF had a lot, MMD had a lot of money. They were putting RB t-shirts on trees. That's the formula President Lungu came in 2021. Too much money, people were wearing schooners or slippers like this with Edgar Lungu there. We lost badly. So no, I'm not moved by money. And them, who sponsors them? Is it the people capture state institution? Is it the people who are buying what do you call it? Fire brigade, for fire machines for $1 million? Is it people who are state capture? They captured the state. You had the same company of Asian origin. Everybody knows them. I won't mention them now. All the fertilizer contract was with them. All the oil contracts was with them. Everything else, it was just with one or two. Those are the ones that sponsor them. The money they sent to the secretariat there to bring those thugs there, it came from them. If they want, dare me, I can expose who those are. That's dirty money. I don't get sponsored by dirty money. I refuse it. I speak to people. We campaign using the message. The message of PF, we are not capitalist. We are not socialist. We just try to do what can help the poor. If the capitalist businessman will employ the poor, we'll talk to the capitalist businessman to employ the poor. If the poor need the help, we use our party to help them. So we get the best of both worlds. We are non-aligned. We are not capitalist. We are not West. We are not socialist. We are not the East. We are pro-poor. And our theme now, our slogan for PF, which is at the left with us, we have adjusted it a bit. More jobs, lower taxes, because you have to support the businessman, not to overpay tax when you're in government. Lower taxes, more jobs, the businessman, should provide jobs for the poor, more jobs for people employed, and everybody, and more money in the pockets. But the PF under President Lungu, it was more money in a few people's pockets. More money in Nakachinda's pocket, more money in Bomani's pocket, more money in Lubinda's pocket, but no money in the general grassroots. So now we are saying more money in everyone's pockets. We want all the grassroots also to have money in their pockets. That's where we are. No, I am not for hire. I don't get moved for money. The bit that I earn, I share it with people. I love to give people. I'm a politician who is not here to make money. Anything you see here was bought before I joined the PF. I didn't make one ungwe, no company, no contract, no tender, just living to help people. I'm a servant of the people.
There will be a by-election in Northern Province. Campaigns are on. What is the position of the PF? And what is your word? Because we know that Northern is still a stronghold for your party, the PF.
We don't have such thing as strongholds. Our strongholds are all the 10 provinces. We are going with equal measures. We not play tribal politics. We will campaign in Southern, Western, and everywhere, and Eastern. So there's a by-election in Northern. The SG is working on it. We are speaking to the local people on the ground, not structures. Structures have expired. Anyone who claims to be a structure, tell them time has expired. Their term was for 3 years, and they were elected before 2020, so it's expired. There's new election. So we speak to the people on the ground, speak to the leaders, religious leaders, speak to the chiefs we can. We get a candidate, and we're going to file in. And the filing will be signed by the SG of PF, Mr. Ngona. And the symbol is Pabwato. Other masqueraders can also take a candidate. I can assure you they will be rejected because they are gongers, because they are not at the Register of Society. They are not bona fide. They will try to fight, but my friends are good at fighting losing battles. They are in denial. But I'm asking them to accept and work together. I'm not discriminatory. We forget the past and work together. But if someone insists, as Mbappe, that's what we like. If the game is tough, that's when we play better. And that's when we score. We don't like easy games.
Mr. President, thank you so much for affording us an opportunity to talk to you as we've been looking at the future of the PF.
Kelvin Chifokolo Nasabilile Mwane, thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you, Prime TV, and good evening and good night, everyone who's tuned in.
Thank you so much. There you have it. We've come to the end of this special interview on a Sunday, and we've been looking at the future of the PF. My guest being President Miles Sampa of the PF. On behalf of the entire production crew on Prime Television Zambia, this has been Tabula Kelvin Chifoko. It's good.